Hi everybody, Matt here, Simply Strength. I was just coming home from work after a long day and had the radio on, LBC Radio, which is like a London-based talk radio station. And I've just got back, got a beer just to chill out. And basically, for an hour, they had a discussion about this guy, this construction tycoon, who's been left homeless after his ex-wife won 80% of his property in a divorce. And I've got the article, the original article, from the Telegraph in front of me now. So this guy, this millionaire David Stocker, he's 61 years old. He's told a court that his life of luxury is over after a divorce battle, and he's been left effectively homeless. I mean, 80% of your property, that's insane. He says he's been left too poor to get on the housing ladder after a divorce judge handed 80% of the family property to his ex-wife. He was used to living the high life during his marriage to former wife Avril. They enjoyed assets such as a 5-bedroom, £1 million West London home, a £100,000 yacht and a grand £500,000 villa in Spain. He's now told the top judge that his life of luxury is over. He's been left effectively homeless. He said the divorce court ruling left his ex with property worth £1.8 million, more than 7 times his own £250,000 share. Honestly, that is disgusting. It adds more ammo, more fuel to the fire, the MGTOW bonfire. Honestly, if you're thinking about getting married and you've got any real worth at all, any property, any equity, please don't even think about it. It's just a contract. You're opting into a contract for them not even to take 50% of your stuff now. It's 80%. It's creeping up there. It's 75%, 80%. And you're left with just, oh, well, it's compared to what the stake that she got, it's nothing really, is it? So this guy argued that the division of assets was unfair and disproportionate, which is obviously correct. And this is particularly important because his former wife's got no children to care for. There's no kids. No kids involved. He told an appeal court judge that he's been left unable to get back on the property ladder in the capital. But the judge, Mr. Justice Blake, told him he must accept his new lot, with his ex-wife adding outside court, when you get divorced, you become poor. What she should have said was, when you get divorced, you become poor if you're the man. Honestly, man, it's ridiculous. Mr. Stocker said a family judge had handed 4/5 of the £2 million plus family property to his ex-wife, 62, after their 15-year marriage ended in 2011. He had been obliged to sell his boat. A boat, I mean, it was probably the pride and joy of his life, and he's had to give that up, which Mrs. Stocker valued at £100,000 outside court, and to hand her the keys to the former matrimonial home in Ruislip. So he's a building boss, his business is based in Hertfordshire. He was told to split the Spanish villa, which he valued at more than £500,000, with his ex-wife. And he's basically saying, you know, we've got no kids, why is it not 50-50? You could perhaps forgive that if it was 50-50 split down the middle, you know, let her have half, you know, sod her off, basically. And he said to the judge, my wife's got a £1 million house in Ruislip, half a villa that's worth hundreds of thousands more. My wife's got £1.8 million in property and I'm left with £250,000. And yeah, shortchanged, honestly. I'm entitled to a home under human rights. I told the judge throughout the case that all I wanted was a home out of it. He said he was no longer fielding a barrister in the divorce battle, which has been running for 4 years because I ran out of money to defend myself, he says. And the assets have 80% gone her way. All I'm asking for is a home. This is the guy who probably built the business up from scratch. And the article does suggest that she contributed towards the business, but I mean, did she build a house? I mean, I don't get what warrants 80%. What warrants that disparity in the award of the money? I just don't. I fail to see it. Mr. Stocker vowed to fight on as he left court. When you get divorced, you become poor, she says. The only people who've won out of all this are the lawyers. And you. I mean, is she blind? Of her high-flying former life whilst married to Mr. Stocker, she said, we had a very good lifestyle. People used to say to me, you've got everything. It's very sad. We had a long relationship, but all relationships are fraught. I'm very philosophical now, but it was a very hurtful time. She's the philosophical one. I mean, ridiculous. So I thought I'd share this story with you because it did annoy me while I was listening to it on the radio. There's a lot of guys ringing in talking about how they'd been eviscerated by their ex-wives, and there were a couple of women ringing in who'd obviously been rich and had to pay out to their ex-husbands, but not many. It just adds more fuel to the MGTOW argument, and again, yeah, it just reaffirms in my mind the belief that I'm never going to get married, and even then, cohabiting, you can run into the same issues. I mean, I'm not 100% clear on the laws in Canada or the United States or elsewhere, but sometimes it can be classed as common law marriage, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps some of you out there can clear this up, but you don't necessarily have to get married for it to be classed as, for all intents and purposes, a marriage. So, yeah, I'll obviously include the link to the original article for you to annoy yourselves with. But other than that, thanks for listening again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.